My brain has said no to a lot of things. When I was on the bodybuilding prep doing 90 minutes of Stairmaster with no carbs for 2 weeks in a row, my mind said no every single time 5 minutes into the Stairmaster. I couldn't get past this barrier, I remember. I was just so fucking miserable. But I actually always went through it. And I was like, how the fuck, like now thinking back, how did I ever get through that? But not just that, because that's very extreme. 90% of people's mind would say no to that. But the basics. Wake ups, the basic training, literally like when your mind says no, when you're doing 8 reps and you want to quit at 6, what do? Right? What do you do when that alarm goes off and it's 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m. and you're supposed to lift in the morning so you could have the rest of your day free, but you wake up and you were so motivated the night before and you wake up and you feel fucking tired. What the fuck do you do? And trust me, I understand you. Like, I was right there. A lot of people know this story. I could not wake up at 6:30 a.m. for 2 days in a row. I did this fake accountability thing with my friend where I told him I would send him a picture of me up at 6:30 in the morning. One time I took that picture and went the fuck back to bed because I wasn't able to push through when my mind said no. So I think to myself, what the fuck got me to the next spot? What got me to the next level of discipline where if I say I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m., I'll wake up at 6 a.m. If I say 3:30, no matter how, regardless of what I feel, I'll wake up at 3:30. I don't give a fuck. How I got to this point from someone who couldn't keep a commitment for 2 days was the simple thing that when you feel that, when you feel the point where your mind says no, when you get out of bed and the bed feels 20 times comfier than usual, when quitting at 6 reps seems easier because, oh, training to failure is unoptimal. When you get that dumb shit in your brain that comes up and you know it's the cope, that is where the growth is. That is where all the growth is. When your mind says no. Because you have to think of it like this. It's not supposed to be easy. If it's easy, there's no growth from anything when it's too easy. Because easiness is a place of comfort. You might think you're being disciplined when the thing's easy. You might think, oh, well, I did a hard thing for most people. It doesn't matter if it wasn't hard for you, bro. What's easy isn't discipline. Discipline is when your brain says no. And discipline is a skill that needs to be built. So every time you feel that sense of, no, fuck this, stay in bed, don't do cardio, be fucking lazy. When you feel that in your head, you have to be like, okay, this is where the growth is. You have to have that mindset is what brings you to the spot where do you grow. Because when you just say, fuck it, I'll do it. When you don't listen to your brain, because your brain also convinced you to watch porn over 1,000 times, bro. And you're going to listen to your brain over me telling you to do the hard thing. Do the hard thing. That is where the growth is. And I know it sounds very cliche. Oh, do the hard thing when you don't feel like it. Yeah, because it is. But it's also true. Because when you specifically don't feel like it, like actually don't, that's where the growth is. That's where it happens. When you have that commitment to yourself of, I'm going to hold myself to a higher standard and I will grow. Once you commit yourself to growth, you'll search for the hard things. You have to commit yourself to the discomfort and understand that the discomfort, associate it with growth instead of associating it with destruction. Because discomfort is actually where the growth is, and comfort is where the destruction is, and everything in your life. I guarantee you, if you look back on your life, you'll find a massive point in your life of discomfort, but look back at this situation right now and say, well, if I never had that, I wouldn't have grown into the person I am today. Because when you go through the discomfort, you grow. So when you're going through this discomfort every day and just not listening to your brain when it says no and doing it anyways because you're a fucking savage, you'll think of yourself like a savage, gain a higher self-concept, and be able to do more things that your brain says no to. Because once you get on this streak of doing the things your brain says no to, you gain momentum. It's hard when you have no momentum, but sometimes all it takes is one fuck it moment where you say, fuck it, bro, let's go. And you do it when you don't feel like it. Because guess what? On the other side of whatever the hard task you didn't feel like doing is the growth. So if you want to stay in the same place, or you wonder why you're in the same place every fucking year, every week, when you're trying to progress on your personal development, because you aren't the savage who does it anyways, because you think you're progressing doing the easy thing, saying, oh, I'm disciplined because I go to the gym every day, when you enjoy the gym every day. But when it's the hard thing to do, your brain just stops and you don't do it because you cope by thinking you're already, oh, I'm a disciplined person with this, so I don't need to be disciplined with this. No, fuck that, bro. You grow from all discomfort. So the message of today's video is when your brain says no, that is where the growth is. That's where the exponential growth is. Because that's very rare you get that opportunity where you have the space or the potential to actually say yes to something so extreme. Because usually when there's something extreme, you just won't do it even anyways. You don't even consider doing it. But when you actually have the option to do something hard and your brain has a little nagging feeling, well, this is gonna be difficult, do it. Just fucking shut your ass up and do it. You also have to think, what's the worst thing that happens when I go through this discomfort? Am I gonna fucking die? No. I'm actually just gonna be grateful I kept my word to myself. The most masculine thing you could ever do is keeping your commitments and keeping your word to yourself. Keeping the promises you make to yourself. And that kind of tied into another video I have where the way you love yourself is keeping your commitments. So all my talks all tie together. They're all the same shit in different forms. They're all different lessons, but they're all the same message. You just have to fucking do the work. And honestly, if you don't trust me on this, just look at me. I'm a lazy piece of shit naturally. I couldn't even wake up at 6:30 for 2 days in a row. Intended to wake up 6:30 the entire month. I literally used to be a gamer who played video games 10 hours a day with the lowest self-concept in the world. I thought I was genuinely such a loser, and I became disciplined. I won a bodybuilding show. I had no carbs in my body and still got on that Stairmaster for 90 minutes because I didn't give a fuck. I woke up before 6 a.m. 3 months in a row just to do it. No reason. There was no reward or cookie at the end. No fucking reason. Just to prove to myself that I'm a fucking savage and I do whatever the fuck I say. And this is the mindset you have to have. If you want to get through when your brain says no, you have to think the no is where you stay. That's the comfort. When you say, fuck it, this is where the growth is. This is where the exponential growth is. This is where the magic happens. That's when you get far. When you keep going when your brain says no. That's when you keep making the most progress on yourself. And alright guys, that's it for me today. Sacrifice today's comfort for tomorrow's growth. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!